Let's begin with the latest from the front line in Ukraine. The country's head of military intelligence has made some revelations. He said that Wagner fighters reached a Russian nuclear base called Voronezh 45. Their intention was to acquire small Soviet-era nuclear devices to raise the stakes. A source close to the Kremlin said that the Wagner contingent got into a zone of special interest. This made Americans angry because nuclear munitions were stored there. NATO leaders have arrived in Lithuania's capital, Vilnius, for a highly anticipated summit. Various issues of common concern will be discussed, including Ukraine's NATO membership bid. On Monday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the majority of NATO members stood with his country. He added that now the leaders must confirm that Ukraine is a de facto member of the military alliance. Turkey has agreed to support Sweden's NATO membership. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Sweden's Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson shook hands after holding successful talks. Sweden and Finland applied for NATO membership last year after Russia invaded Ukraine. Finland became a NATO member in April this year. The United States has welcomed India's role in achieving lasting peace in war-torn Ukraine. U.S. Department of State spokesperson Matthew Miller made the statement during a press briefing. In June this year, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and U.S. President Joe Biden expressed concern over the war in Ukraine. They called the humanitarian consequences of the war terrible and tragic. India is planning to purchase 26 Rafale fighter aircraft and 3 Scorpene submarines from France. The proposal has been placed before India's Defence Ministry. So far, India has procured 36 Rafale jets from France. This was seen as India's first major acquisition of fighter planes in 23 years after Sukhoi jets were imported from Russia. Southeast Asia's top diplomats and foreign ministers are arriving in Indonesia's capital, Jakarta. They will attend the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN summit. The ongoing political crisis in Myanmar and the tensions in the South China Sea are two of the major issues which will be discussed. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov are slated to attend the ASEAN Regional Forum later this week. Israeli parliament has given an initial nod to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's controversial judicial overhaul plan. With 64 out of 120 votes in favor, Netanyahu's coalition won the first of 3 votes. The new bill aims to curb some of the powers of the Supreme Court. The bill has now returned to a committee for more discussion. It could be altered before it's brought back for later votes. Protests broke out yet again against Israel's judicial overhaul plan. This happened just hours before Israeli parliament was scheduled to hold its first vote on the bill. Protesters entered the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. Critics say that Netanyahu's judicial overhaul plan will decrease checks and balances between the judiciary and the government. They also say it is harmful for Israel's democracy. The Solomon Islands have signed a controversial pact with China on police cooperation. This comes 4 years after the Pacific country ended its diplomatic ties with Taiwan and sided with China instead. The Solomon Islands Prime Minister Manasseh Sogavare is currently on a diplomatic trip to China. The police cooperation pact is one of 9 deals signed between the two nations. A massive fire broke out in a building in China's Guizhou province. At least 2 people were killed and 6 were injured. Videos from the incident site showed people standing on the roof of the building to escape flames. Torrential downpours have pounded the U.S. Northeast. This has caused catastrophic flooding across the region. Rains have washed out roadways and overwhelmed rivers. More than 1,000 flights to and from airports across the region have been delayed. In New York, footage released by the police department shows several vehicles stranded on a road with rushing floodwaters. Police and motorists race to rescue the people trapped using ropes. Storms that began over the weekend have inundated rivers and streams in the region. The U.S. state of Vermont was one of the hardest hit due to the floods. A video showed flooded streets in the capital city of Montpelier. Parts of the state had already received between 18 to 20 centimeters of rain. Officials expect more rains will worsen the flooding. Meanwhile, rainstorms poured over parts of the U.S. state of Pennsylvania. Visuals show cars being swept away amidst gushing floodwaters. First responders rescued people stuck in vehicles along flooded roadways.
Swim away.
India's northern hill state of Himachal Pradesh continues to reel under torrential rain. This has triggered landslides and stranded commuters and tourists. New video shows raging rivers and destroyed homes. Over the weekend, flash floods in Himachal brought down a bridge and swept away houses. People in Spain's capital, Madrid, are struggling under the bright, scorching sun. The country is experiencing its second heat wave of the season. It's expected to last until Wednesday. Some outdoor work has been banned in the region due to extreme weather conditions. As many as 61,000 people may have died in Europe's sweltering heat waves last summer. This is according to a new research produced by European health institutes. The study found that countries like Greece, Italy, Portugal and Spain saw the highest death rate. Last year, the period of May to early September was Europe's hottest summer on record. The World Meteorological Organization has said that Antarctic sea ice levels reached record lows last month. They were at their lowest since satellite observations began. This coincided with extremely high global sea surface temperatures. The organization has said that the El Niño weather pattern was expected to increase temperatures both on land and in the oceans. A volcano has erupted on the Reykjanes Peninsula in southwest Iceland. The eruption follows intense earthquake activity in the area. However, an official from the country's meteorological office has said that there was no direct imminent hazard to the people in the region. Greenpeace activists in France dumped nearly a ton of green algae outside the Finistère administrative headquarters. They were protesting over the amount of green algae caused by industrial and factory farming. The activists also released green and black smoke during the protest. Later, some of them were moved away from the algae by the police, and authorities moved in to clear the streets. Financial giant Goldman Sachs has said that India is poised to become the world's second largest economy by 2075. It will not only overtake Japan and Germany, but also the US. The country's growth will be driven by progress in its innovation and technology, higher capital investment, and rising worker productivity. India overtakes China as the most attractive emerging market for debt investments. This is according to a report by investment management company Invesco. The South Asian country is being viewed positively for its improved business and a friendly environment for sovereign investors. In China, applications for initial public offerings slumped by a third in the first half of this year. Chinese exchanges accept around 330 new applications during this period. This is down from more than 500 applications a year earlier. The slowdown comes amid a volatility in company earnings, a slowing economy, and tighter regulatory scrutiny. The New York Times has said that it is disbanding its sports desk. It will rely on The Athletic for daily coverage of the sports beat. Last year, NYT bought the Athletic for more than $500 million. The newspaper has said that the new move will not result in any layoffs. Instead, journalists on the sports desk will move to other roles in the newsroom. Nelson Chai, the chief financial officer of Uber Technologies, is planning to leave the company. This is according to media reports. Chai joined Uber as its finance chief in 2018. One of his major achievements was steering the company's initial public offering a year later. Canada's Finance Ministry has extended the consultation period for the Royal Bank of Canada's acquisition of HSBC's local unit. It has been extended by 15 days. This is because a technical error earlier prevented the department from receiving submissions by email. In November last year, the Royal Bank of Canada proposed to buy HSBC's local unit for $13.5 billion. The Finance Department had then invited suggestions and comments from stakeholders on the probable impact of the deal. The value of the cryptocurrency Bitcoin could reach $50,000 by the end of this year. This is according to analysts at the Standard Chartered Bank. They further expect its value to hit $120,000 by the end of 2024. Bitcoin's price has leapt 80% since the start of the year. Presently, it stands just above $30,000. Britain's Financial Conduct Authority has warned consumers against illegal cryptocurrency machines. The FCA inspected 34 locations suspected of hosting crypto ATMs since the beginning of this year. It has stopped 26 of these ATMs so far. An executive from the agency has warned that these crypto ATMs are illegal and people may be handing their details to criminals. The White House will brief some senators on artificial intelligence today. The meeting will show how the U.S. government is using and investing in AI to protect their national security. It is organized by senior Democratic Party lawmaker Chuck Schumer and will take place in a classified setting. The meeting will be conducted in a sensitive compartmented information facility at the U.S. Capitol. Social media apps including Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp and Threads were down for thousands on Monday. The outage lasted for over an hour. At its peak, over 14,000 users reported issues with accessing Instagram. Meanwhile, Facebook was down for around 7,000 users and nearly 3,000 people could not access WhatsApp. Meta's new conversation app, Threads, was also down for about 500 users. All the apps were back up later. However, the reason for the outage has not been specified. Moving to sports, New Zealand's cricket board has said that Gary Stead will remain the head coach for 2 more years. He will remain in charge of all formats until the end of the current World Test Championship cycle in 2025. Stead was first appointed in 2018, and this is his second contract extension. New Zealand won the World Test Championship in 2021 under his guidance. In football, India's Sunil Chhetri says he could beat Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi when it comes to giving his best for his country. Chhetri is placed third in the active goal scorers list after Messi and Ronaldo with 92 international goals. The 38-year-old Indian team skipper has won 11 major trophies for the country. FIFA has decided to end the suspension of Zimbabwe after 18 months. The move comes just ahead of World Cup qualifiers. Zimbabwe can now attempt to compete in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The country was suspended in February 2022 over government interference in the Zimbabwe Football Association. English Premier League club Everton are poised to make 38-year-old Ashley Young their first signing of the summer on a 1-year contract this week. Talks are reportedly at an advanced stage. The club has also scheduled a medical for this week for the former Manchester United utility player. Young won the Premier League with Manchester United in 2013 and the Serie A with Inter Milan in 2021. In tennis, world number one Iga Swiatek has reached the quarterfinals at Wimbledon for the first time. She beat Switzerland's Belinda Bencic in the fourth round. This is her 14th consecutive win in the tournament. The 22-year-old from Poland will now face wildcard entry Elena Svitolina of Ukraine. Top tennis seeds Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic are on track for a dream final at Wimbledon. Both the players have successfully qualified for the quarterfinals. Alcaraz lost the first set to 2021 runner-up Matteo Berrettini, but recovered, winning 3-6, 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. Djokovic tamed the impressive serve of Hubert Hurkacz to stay on track for a record-equaling 8th title and 24th Grand Slam. Mercedes thinks it will have no option other than to switch full focus to its 2024 Formula One car revamp soon. The news comes as its current Diva 2.0 W14 continues to frustrate. The German manufacturer was outgunned by McLaren at the British Grand Prix in the battle behind Red Bull. This as Lewis Hamilton did not have the pace to overtake Lando Norris for second spot. Young Indian Grandmaster D. Gukesh has finished fifth in the third leg of the 2023 Super United Rapid and Blitz chess tournament. Meanwhile, his illustrious compatriot and idol Vishwanathan Anand had to settle for a tied 7th place. Gukesh also beat Anand for the first time ever in tournament play in the rapid segment. He got the better of the 5-time world champion in 34 moves in the Blitz competition. Nikki McRae-Penson, a renowned basketball player and coach, has passed away at the age of 51. She was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist and received the MVP award in the American Basketball League. McRae-Penson battled breast cancer since her diagnosis in 2013. Tributes poured in for her on social media, including from teammates on America's Olympic gold medal winning teams in 1996 and 2000. The long-awaited next iteration of EA Sports' UFC video game series has finally been announced. The video game company has promised a full reveal for September in a social media post. The new iteration comes nearly 3 years after the previous game was released. However, the gaming giant has not declared an official release date for the upcoming video game. Moving on to entertainment. Singer Taylor Swift recently released a new version of her album Speak Now. The album originally came out in 2010 when Swift was only 19 years old. The Speak Now Taylor's version features re-recordings of some of her old songs including Mean, Dear John and Enchanted. Swift started re-recording her old albums following her dispute with a record company. The re-recorded songs were an instant hit among Swift's loyal fan base, also called Swifties. British singer Liam Payne recently completed 100 days in a rehabilitation centre. The former One Direction star posted on his YouTube channel that he is back. Payne admitted that he removed himself from the public eye for his mental well-being and added that he has been sober for nearly 6 months. The 29-year-old singer also revealed that he was without his phone for 100 days and turning his phone back on was scary. He said that his former bandmates Zayn Malik, Harry Styles, Niall Horan and Louis Tomlinson were there for him. Singer Madonna has broken her silence about her hospitalization. It happened due to a serious bacterial infection. Madonna said that she did not want to disappoint anyone who bought tickets for her tour. She added that her focus is now her health. Madonna assured her fans that she will be back as soon as she can. Canadian-American actor Ryan Reynolds has shared a new picture from the sets of his upcoming film Deadpool 3. The actor revealed his first look in the movie along with actor Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Reynolds is seen wearing the red Deadpool suit, while Jackman wore the iconic yellow suit. The actor shared the picture with the caption, "Don't blink." Actor Tom Cruise started filming the latest part of Mission Impossible's franchise with a hair-raising stunt. He was recently asked why he chose to begin with this particular scene. Cruise replied that he didn't want to put it aside and shoot other things. He added that he trained for it and had to be razor sharp. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 will hit the screens on July 12th. The sequel will release in 2024. British actor Tom Holland has opened up about his struggles with alcohol and his sobriety journey. Holland recently recalled the extent of his alcohol consumption, saying it had a detrimental impact on his day-to-day life. The 27-year-old actor said he would drink and drink and drink until he reached a breaking point. Holland says he has been sober for over a year. The actor is famous for playing Spider-Man. Media personality Kim Kardashian shared a picture on Instagram that freaked her out. The picture shows the shadow of a woman behind Kim Kardashian. Kardashian said, "I took this picture last week when I was alone. I am freaking out noticing a woman in the window." Her followers in the comment section were divided over the authenticity of the picture. Some joked, saying it was Marilyn Monroe seeking vengeance. Real Housewives of New York City star Kelly Bensimon is engaged to her boyfriend Scott Littner. Littner proposed to Bensimon over the 4th of July weekend while they were on a vacation. 55-year-old real estate broker displayed her custom diamond ring at the premiere of a reality TV show. Sports commentator Erin Andrews and her husband Jarrett Stoll welcomed their first child via surrogacy. The couple had been dating since 2012 and got married in 2016. In the same year, Andrews was diagnosed with cervical cancer and underwent a successful surgery. American actress Andrea Evans has died at the age of 66 after battling cancer. The actor was famous for her roles in The Young and the Restless and One Life to Live. Evans's manager said that the actor completed her memoir, My One Life to Live, shortly before her death. She is survived by her husband, Steve Rodriguez, daughter Kylie, and dog Miller.